Tired of running in circles, chasing paychecks that barely cover the bills? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're unraveling how to escape the rat race with these 6 habits. From understanding the vicious cycle of the rat race to uncovering signs you're trapped in it, we've got you covered. We'll explore the impact of this treadmill existence on your mood, your money, and your overall well-being. But don't worry, we're not just here to talk about the problems. We also have solutions. So, buckle up and prepare to break free from the chains of the rat race. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming your way. Ready to rewrite your story? Let's get started. First, let's dive deeper into understanding the rat race. It's like being on a merry-go-round that never stops, where you're constantly spinning in circles, chasing after something that seems just out of reach. But what exactly traps us in this never-ending cycle? Think about your typical day. You wake up early, rush to work, spend hours grinding away at your job, only to come home exhausted and repeat the process the next day. Sound familiar? That's the rat race in action. It's this relentless cycle of work, earn, spend, repeat. Now let's talk about money. You work hard to earn a paycheck. But then what happens? Bills pile up, expenses keep coming, and suddenly that paycheck doesn't stretch as far as you thought it would. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. You keep pouring in money. But it never seems to be enough. But it's not just about money. The rat race is also fueled by expectations, society's expectations, your family's expectations, even your own expectations. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us we need to have the latest gadgets, the fanciest cars, the biggest houses. It's this pressure to keep up with the Joneses, even if it means sacrificing our own happiness and well-being. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Have you ever heard of Sisyphus? He's the guy from Greek mythology who's cursed to roll a boulder up a hill, only to have it roll back down every time he reaches the top. Sound familiar? That's the rat race in a nutshell, this never-ending struggle with no real payoff. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's a big advocate for breaking free from the rat race. He says it's like this giant roadblock standing in the way of financial freedom. And you know what? He's onto something. So, how do we escape this rat race madness? Well, it starts with financial education. We need to learn how to manage our money better, how to invest it wisely, and how to break free from this cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. But breaking free from the rat race isn't just about money, it's also about mindset. We need to shift our perspective from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what we don't have, we need to focus on what we can create. All right, now let's talk about the impact of the rat race on our lives. But to make it more relatable, let me introduce you to our friend Sarah. Now, Sarah is your average working professional, just like you and me. She's caught up in the daily grind, hustling to make ends meet. But little does she know, the rat race is taking a toll on her in more ways than one. Imagine Sarah on a Monday morning, alarm blaring, coffee in hand, dragging herself out of bed to face another week at the office. She's already feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders, dreading the endless meetings, deadlines, and emails that await her. It's like trying to swim upstream against a raging current. Now, fast forward to Friday afternoon. Sarah's mood suddenly shifts. There's a spring in her step, a sparkle in her eye. Why? Because the weekend is just around the corner. It's like she's been released from prison, free to enjoy 2 precious days of freedom before the cycle begins again. But here's the thing, this roller coaster of emotions isn't just a figment of Sarah's imagination. It's a real-life manifestation of the rat race. You see, the constant pressure to perform, to meet deadlines, to climb the corporate ladder, it all takes a toll on our mental and emotional well-being. Think of it like this. Imagine you're running a marathon, but instead of a clear finish line, it feels like you're running on a treadmill that never stops. You're expending all this energy, but you're not getting anywhere. That's the rat race in action. Now, let's talk about finances. Sarah works hard for her money, but no matter how much she earns, it never seems to be enough. Bills pile up, expenses keep coming, and suddenly, her paycheck disappears faster. That's the vicious cycle of the rat race. It's this never-ending struggle to keep up with expenses, to stay afloat in a sea of bills and debt. But here's the kicker. While Sarah is busy chasing after the next paycheck, the rat race is stealing something far more precious from her time. Time that could be spent with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying life. Instead, she's stuck in this hamster wheel of work, barely able to catch her breath. So, what's the solution? How can Sarah break free from the rat race and reclaim control of her life? Well, that's what we're here to explore. But one thing's for sure. It's going to take courage, determination, and a willingness to challenge the current situation. Now that we've peeled back the layers of the rat race, let's take a closer look at the signs of being in the rat race. Picture this. You wake up in the morning dreading the day ahead, feeling like you're stuck on a hamster wheel with no way off. Sound familiar? That's one of the telltale signs that you might be knee-deep in the rat race. Another red flag is financial stress. Are you constantly worried about making ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck, with little to no savings to fall back on? That's a clear indicator that the rat race might have you in its grip. But it's not just about the money. It's also about how you feel. Are you constantly feeling burnt out, exhausted, and unfulfilled? Do you find yourself longing for more meaning and purpose in your life? These are all signs that you might be trapped in the rat race. Now remember that video title we mentioned earlier, How to Escape the Rat Race with These 6 Habits? Well, here's where it comes into play. Because recognizing that you're stuck in the rat race is the first step toward breaking free. All right, back to the signs. Are you sacrificing your health and well-being in pursuit of success? Skipping meals, neglecting exercise, and losing sleep over work-related stress? That's a surefire sign that the rat race might be taking a toll on your overall wellness. But here's the thing, you don't have to stay stuck in this endless cycle. You have the power to change your circumstances, starting with a little self-awareness and a whole lot of determination. So if any of these signs resonate with you, it's time to take action. Start incorporating the 6 habits that will spill in a moment. I hope this video is useful for you. If you want more videos like this, please comment video, and I'll keep making them. All right, now it's time to break free. So how do we escape the rat race? Let's dive into 6 key strategies to liberate ourselves and pave the way to financial freedom. First on our list is define personal success and goals. Now, success isn't just about fancy cars and big houses, it's about living a life that aligns with your values and brings you fulfillment. Imagine you're on a road trip. You need a map to know where you're going, right? Well, defining your personal success and goals is like drawing up that map for your life. It gives you direction and purpose, guiding you towards your destination. Now let's break it down. What does success look like for you? Maybe it's having a job you love, spending quality time with your family, or traveling the world. Whatever it is, take some time to really think about what matters most to you. And remember, success isn't one size fits all. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. It's all about finding what lights you up inside and going after it with everything you've got. Now let's talk about goals. Goals are like stepping stones. They give you something to aim for and keep you moving forward. But here's the thing, your goals need to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So instead of saying, I want to be rich, try saying, I want to save $10,000 by the end of the year. See the difference? By making your goals specific and measurable, you're setting yourself up for success. And don't be afraid to dream big. The sky's the limit when it comes to setting goals. Whether you want to start your own business, buy a house, or learn a new skill, go for it. The only limit is your imagination. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I fail? Well, here's the truth. Failure is just a stepping stone on the path to success. It's not the end of the road, it's a chance to learn and grow. So take some time today to sit down and define your personal success and goals. Write them down, visualize them, and most importantly, take action towards them every single day. Because when you know where you're going, nothing can stand in your way. The next strategy to break free from the rat race, financial education. Now, you might be thinking, financial education? Isn't that just for the experts and the wealthy? Not at all, my friend. Financial education is for everyone, and it's the key to unlocking a world of possibilities. Picture this. You're on a ship navigating through rough waters. Without a map or a compass, you're bound to get lost or worse, crash into the rocks. Well, think of financial education as your map and compass in the sea of money. It helps you navigate through the ups and downs of personal finance with confidence and clarity. Now let's hear what some of the financial gurus have to say about the importance of financial education. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time, once said, "The best investment you can make is in yourself." And he's absolutely right. Investing in your own knowledge and skills is the surest path to success. So, what exactly does financial education entail? It's about learning the basics of money management, budgeting, saving, investing, and more. It's about understanding how money works and how you can make it work for you. Luckily, we live in the age of information, where knowledge is just a click away. There are countless resources available to help you expand your financial literacy, from books and online courses to podcasts and YouTube channels. The key is to find what works for you and start learning. Now let's break it down into bite-sized pieces. Budgeting is like creating a roadmap for your money. It helps you track your income and expenses so you know exactly where your money is going. Saving is like building a safety net for yourself, so you're prepared for any unexpected expenses that may come your way. Investing, on the other hand, is where the magic happens. It's about putting your money to work for you, whether it's in stocks, bonds, real estate, or starting your own business. Investing is all about making your money grow over time, so you can achieve your financial goals and live the life you've always dreamed of. But here's the thing. Financial education isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's also about developing the right mindset and habits. It's about being disciplined with your spending, staying patient during market fluctuations, and being open to new opportunities. So whether you're just starting out on your financial journey or looking to take your finances to the next level, remember this: financial education is the foundation upon which your financial future is built. So, invest in yourself, empower yourself with knowledge, and take control of your financial destiny. All right, the next strategy on the list is debt repayment. Imagine it as a heavy weight tied to your ankle, dragging you down in the race to financial freedom. But don't worry, we're here to cut those chains and set you free. You see, debt repayment is like climbing a mountain. It may seem daunting at first, but with determination and the right tools, you can reach the summit. So, how do we start our ascent? First off, take stock of your debts. List them out: credit cards, student loans, car payments, you name it. Facing your debt head-on is the first step towards conquering it. Now let's talk about strategy. Ever heard of the snowball or avalanche method? They're like your trusty guides on this mountain climb. The snowball method? Well, it's like starting with the smallest debt first and knocking it out, gaining momentum as you roll towards larger debts. It's all about those small wins building up to big victories. On the other hand, the avalanche method is more like tackling the biggest, most menacing debt first, the one with the highest interest rate, before moving on to the others. It's like taking down the toughest obstacles first to clear the path ahead. But hey, there's no one-size-fits-all approach here. Choose the method that suits you best. The key is consistency and staying the course, even when the climb gets steep. Now, let's circle back to our main goal, escaping the rat race. You see, debt is like quicksand. It sucks you in deeper the longer you struggle. By freeing yourself from debt, you lighten your load and gain momentum in the race towards financial freedom. Now let's rewind for a moment and get back our video title: How to Escape the Rat Race with These 6 Habits. See, debt repayment is one of those crucial habits. It's like shedding excess baggage on your journey, making your strides more purposeful and efficient. Remember, every step you take towards paying off debt brings you closer to your ultimate goal. So gear up, lace those boots, and let's conquer that mountain together. All right, let's move to the next strategy: entrepreneurship and finding alternative income. Picture this: you've got a passion or a skill that you believe could make waves in the world. Well, why not turn that passion into profit? That's where entrepreneurship comes into play. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Starting a business sounds scary and complicated. But fear not, my friend, because it's all about taking one step at a time. Think of entrepreneurship as embarking on an adventure, charting your own course instead of following someone else's map. Sure, it's not always smooth sailing, but the freedom and potential rewards, they're worth every bump along the way. So how do you get started? Well, first things first, you need an idea, something that sets your soul on fire and gets you excited to jump out of bed in the morning. It could be anything from baking delicious treats to creating handmade crafts, or even offering a unique service that solves a problem in your community. Once you've got your idea locked in, it's time to put in the work. Research your market, understand your target audience, and figure out how you can stand out from the crowd. Remember, it's not just about having a great product or service, it's about knowing how to sell it. And speaking of selling, let's talk about money. Every business needs it to survive, right? But here's the thing, you don't necessarily need a boatload of cash to get started. In fact, many successful entrepreneurs began with just a shoestring budget and a whole lot of hustle. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back. Sure, there will be setbacks along the way, but each one is a learning opportunity. Embrace the journey, stay adaptable, and keep pushing forward. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about alternative income streams. Think of these as little side gigs or investments that bring in extra cash flow outside of your regular job or business. Maybe you're into investing in the stock market, dabbling in real estate, or even starting a blog or YouTube channel. The beauty of alternative income is that there are endless possibilities. You just have to find what works for you. And here's the best part. These alternative income streams can provide a cushion during tough times or even pave the way to financial freedom. So, don't be afraid to get creative and explore new avenues for making money. Remember, entrepreneurship and alternative income are all about taking control of your financial destiny. So what are you waiting for? Roll up your sleeves, unleash your inner entrepreneur, and start building the life you've always dreamed of. Now let's talk about balance. Picture this, you're on a tightrope, high above a bustling cityscape. On one end, you have your financial goals pulling you forward. On the other, you've got your health, relationships, and overall well-being keeping you grounded. Finding that equilibrium is crucial in escaping the rat race. Think about it this way. Imagine you're sprinting towards your financial goals, burning the midnight oil, and neglecting everything else. Sure, you might make some progress initially, but eventually, you'll burn out. And what good is financial freedom if you're too exhausted to enjoy it? On the flip side, if you're solely focused on your personal life, neglecting your financial responsibilities, you'll find yourself spinning your wheels, stuck in the same old rut. It's like trying to row a boat with only one oar. You're just going around in circles. So how do we strike that balance? It's about prioritizing without sacrificing. Yes, chase those dreams and hustle towards your financial goals, but not at the expense of your well-being. Remember, life isn't just about the destination, it's about enjoying the journey along the way. Now, let's get back to our title, How to Escape the Rat Race with These 6 Habits. Picture these habits as stepping stones on your path to freedom. But here's the kicker. Each step forward should bring you closer to balance, not further away. Let's bring back our friend Mark. He's been grinding away, laser-focused on his career, but his personal life has taken a back seat. Sound familiar? It's time for Mark to reassess his priorities and find that sweet spot between work and play. Remember, balance isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one person might not work for another. It's about finding what works for you and staying true to yourself along the way. So, as you embark on your journey to escape the rat race, keep balance in mind. Embrace the hustle, but don't forget to pause and enjoy the view every now and then. After all, what's the point of financial freedom if you're not living a life worth celebrating? 6. Networking and building relationships, not for voiceover. All right, let's talk about the next strategy, networking and building relationships. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Networking, sounds like a fancy word for mingling at awkward events. But hold on, let me break it down for you in a way that'll make you see it in a whole new light. Meet Sarah. She's your typical introvert who's more comfortable binge-watching Netflix than schmoozing at social gatherings. But Sarah has a dream. She wants to start her own bakery. The only problem, she has no idea where to begin. Now let's fast forward a bit. Sarah decides to attend a local business networking event, feeling nervous but determined. As she walks into the room, she sees a sea of unfamiliar faces and feels her heart race. But instead of bolting for the door, she takes a deep breath and reminds herself why she's here. As Sarah mingles with other attendees, she strikes up a conversation with Jake, a fellow entrepreneur who runs a successful cafe. They bond over their shared love of baking and exchange business cards. Jake offers Sarah valuable advice on starting her bakery and even introduces her to a supplier who offers quality ingredients at a discount. Fast forward a few months, and Sarah's bakery is thriving, thanks in part to the connections she made at that networking event. But networking isn't just about scoring business opportunities. It's also about building genuine relationships. Let's rewind a bit. Remember Jake? Well, he's not just a business contact anymore. He's become a mentor and a friend. They grab coffee together regularly, bouncing ideas off each other and offering support during the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. But networking isn't limited to face-to-face interactions. In today's digital age, it's easier than ever to connect with people online. Platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, and even Instagram can be powerful tools for expanding your network and forging new relationships. Take Sarah, for example. She's active on social media, sharing behind-the-scenes glimpses of her bakery and engaging with fellow foodies and entrepreneurs. Through these online connections, she's been able to collaborate on projects, reach new customers, and even find potential investors. So whether you're a social butterfly or more of a wallflower like Sarah, remember this: networking isn't just about making small talk, it's about building meaningful connections that can help you achieve your goals and support you on your journey. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there, both in person and online. You never know where your next great opportunity or lifelong friend might come from. And that's a wrap on how to escape the rat race with these 6 habits. Remember, these habits aren't just about money. They're about reclaiming your freedom and living life on your terms. So start small, stay consistent, and before you know it, you'll be on your way to financial freedom. The purpose of this video is to educate you on various aspects of what you need to know about trading versus investing, and not to give you any specific advice. It may involve risks and uncertainties, and you should always do your own research and consult with qualified professionals before making any financial decisions. However, past performance does not guarantee future results, and you should always consider the risk of investing and trading before putting your money at stake. Now, if you want to learn the 10 laws of money, I recommend you watch this video next. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to our channel. I appreciate your support and see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Until next time.